Don't they have a bunch of Ant-Mans now? Sick, isn't it? People feed on things that make a Billy go puke. That's how people are with movies. Unless, of course, the numbers are inflated. There's also that high possibility. There's also that, too. I mean, maybe this stuff really is popular. I don't know. Just saying. Numbers can be fudged. You know, look. Sam Raimi did Spider-Man 1 a pretty decent treatment. That was over 20 years ago. Other than that, Bryan Singer, he did X-Men, perhaps not ideally, but at least they were still interesting because they're so old. So they have, no matter what, they have to be better. Yeah, they are. Isn't it crazy, Ace, how those movies are straight up ancient now? It's crazy. But you know, Days of Future Past, I saw that in the theater, and we were dying laughing. So I know that that had some funny stuff in it. I think Brian's best work was the episode of House he directed, the first one. I like that one. Had some good elements to it. I couldn't finish it, but I had to enjoy. I couldn't handle watching House. It made me ill, even thinking about it. The Days of Future Past, I remember laughing really hard. The next one with Apocalypse, I don't remember it being that good. It's just X-Men. How do you beat X-Men animated from the early 90s? How? Newer X-Men animations. Oof. Nah, old X-Men animations. Remember the 70s pilot? The one that the arcade game is based on? That was interesting. It was just so interesting seeing these things, because that was before most of our times, but it was just interesting, because you didn't have X-Men movies, you didn't have X-Men cartoons, and when you got to enjoy one, it was special. Things were special when you didn't have lots and lots of movies and lots of games and animation. They had more personality to them before the characters were a little bit fleshed out by the new flesh. It had more meaning. Yeah, X-Men animated. Oh my god, some of those. They were so special. When you had a game, like on Genesis or Super Nintendo, it was just different. You didn't have movies. Man, brings me back to the days. Remember when I don't know. Look at it now. A Marvel movie? Look, and I went to go see, I don't know. I don't know when the last time I saw a Marvel movie was. I watched one with Andrew. We tried to watch the one with Chris Pine, Wonder Woman. I don't know if it was a sequel. I don't know if it was like 1 or 2, but we saw that. I look over at him. He's sleeping on the floor. I said, oh my god. I had to drive him to the airport after that. Yeah, it was pretty good. We were at a cinema pub, so we had a little bit more of an incentive to see a movie, but I think we kind of went too fast. Andy ended up on the floor. Yeah, but Chris Pine, I remember being good in it. You know how that Thor is good in Ghostbusters 20 whatever? He's actually good and funny in it, kind of. Chris Pine, I found him funny. The shape of his head, he's like a Team America guy. And that's good. To me, that's good. But I don't know. Other than that, seeing new, like Avengers, I think I got dragged one time to see it. The Thanos one. I swear to you. These movies are made to be memed out. But then again, I'm sure a lot of youngsters actually do go and watch it. I'm just saying, I'd rather read Treasure Island. And listen, I'm not a comic book kind of guy. I like some Preacher. I like some Hellblazer, especially. Some Sandman, some Watchers. You know, there's a lot to be enjoyed, but I just don't do it. I'm not a huge comic guy. Oh yeah, Spawn, nasty. Marty Sheen, John Leguizamo, yeah, Spawn. But no, that I don't remember. I remember the Dreamcast game had some multiplayer that was a bit wacky. I haven't watched the Preacher adaptation. I think I maybe back in the Koreatown days. I had just finished Breaking Bad, which I regretted, and Fawlty Towers. I did a viewing of Fawlty Towers, and then I was like, oh my gosh, Preacher and Hellblazer. I mean, I guess I could give them another chance, but they both didn't seem good. And I mean, John wasn't even smoking a cigarette in Hellblazer. This was years ago. This was 2014 or something like that. That's what, again I was reminded. don't even bother watching any of these things unless you're on mushrooms or something. Constantine was good. Constantine is good. I like Constantine. I don't know what the best era of Hellblazer was, but I got some compendium of them. I forgot some omnibus. But it's not like the beginning ones are different. They have a much different vibe, but I'm sure the Constantine stuff was based on this Garth Ennis? Yeah, I'm sure it was closer to the real deal than the movie. Should probably give it another chance. Matt Ryan, I just didn't like it because he didn't smoke cigarettes. But I hear what you're saying. Maybe it's good. How many seasons did it go for? 2 or 3? I'm gonna guess. Did it make it to 3? You ever see Howard the Duck? My life has never been the same since I saw that. Those duck had boobs? Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it, and I watched it with Dave a handful of years back. It was out of control that night. It was a nightmare to watch as a child because of Jeffrey Jones. So you know Jeffrey, he was sort of Justin Bieber's kind of boyfriend for a time. But Howard the Duck is absolutely insane. They didn't even finish the first season? That's the fate. That's the fate if you're trying to make something an authentic piece. But they couldn't even get through a season. What about Preacher? That go through a few seasons. It's nice. We reminisce a little bit about some of the action there, you know?